This is the most venomous snake in America. The tiger rattlesnake has venom so potent it puts all other rattlesnakes to shame. But here's the weird part, it has never killed a person. Tonight, we're gonna show you why. Any rattlesnake can be dangerous, but they're not all created equal. The tiger rattlesnake is living proof of that. A single bite from this snake is basically overkill for anything their size or smaller. You might think that because they're the most venomous snake out here that they're also the most dangerous, but we're here to investigate why that may not actually be true. My name is Evan, and this is my twin brother Harrison, and on our mission to figure out what the world's most dangerous animals actually are, we've come to Arizona to track down the tiger rattlesnake, learn the truth about their insane venom, and find out how dangerous they really are to people. But first, we have to catch one. And after many hours of hiking a rugged desert canyon, we spotted a big tiger curled up on a rocky slope. Woohoo! Nice. There it is. There is our tiger. This is our lifer tiger rattlesnake, and a very special animal to see because you are looking at the most venomous rattlesnake in the entire world. And he's actually being rather calm for what is for him quite an uncomfortable scenario. Tiger rattlesnakes are extremely fast moving. They can be twitchy, very reactive when you're in front of them, but this one is pretty relaxed, all things considered. And that is good for us because this snake has a highly potent neurotoxic and myotoxic venom that can turn off your nervous system like a light switch. Now, bites from the tiger rattlesnake are extremely rare. There are almost none recorded in medical literature, but still, that venom is nothing to scoff at. The tiger rattlesnake is 60 times more toxic than the western diamondback, the snake that kills the most people here in the United States. So you may be wondering, why has this snake never killed anyone? The tiger rattlesnake is the perfect example of the difference between being venomous and being dangerous. How dangerous something is comes down to a bunch of factors. Venom yield, attitude, the rate of human encounters, and tigers don't stand out for any of these. So the few bad encounters that have happened weren't fatal. What does set them apart, though, is how potent their venom actually is. The way we rank toxicity is with LD50, the smallest lethal dose you need to kill 50% of a test population, so the lower the number, the more potent the venom. LD50 varies based on where the venom is injected, but either way, the tiger rattlesnake comes out on top in North America. A typical rattlesnake's LD50 sits around 2 milligrams per kilogram, but the tiger's rating is 0.06 milligrams per kilogram through a vein and 0.21 under the skin. And to put that in context, that means a tiger rattlesnake bite to your arm is almost 10 times more potent than western diamondback venom injected right into your veins. So the question is, why does the tiger rattlesnake need such overwhelmingly toxic venom? Now, having a neurotoxic venom is actually very unusual for a rattlesnake, but the reason they have it is all down to their prey. The tiger rattlesnake is a reptile hunting specialist, particularly lizards, and neurotoxins are much more effective at taking out those animals than something like a hemotoxin that a western diamondback would have. When it comes to toxins, the dosage really makes the poison, and in the case of the tiger rattlesnake, they have a very small yield, only about 10 milligrams at max. And that's not surprising when you see how small this animal is, especially the size of their head. And that's also a tool that serves them very well with how they're hunting. Surprisingly, the tiger rattlesnake's comically tiny head explains a lot about why they're so toxic. The rocky slopes where they hunt are full of crevices for prey to escape into, but their head is small enough to squeeze into tight spaces to pull out their meal. Having a smaller head also means smaller venom glands, but they make up for that by specializing their venom for their prey. Unlike the blood-destroying hemotoxins of most other rattlesnakes, the tiger's neurotoxic venom targets their prey's central nervous system, which makes sense for a reptile hunting specialist. See, mammals like us have fast metabolisms that spread blood around the body quickly to power our activities, so having venom that interrupts blood circulation is useful for hunting warm-blooded prey. But reptiles have a much slower metabolism, so shutting down their nervous system with neurotoxins is a lot more effective. Tiger rattlesnakes can deal with the trade-off of a lower venom yield because it's so toxic that they don't need much to take down their prey.
So their insanely powerful venom is really a direct response to how challenging their habitat can be.
Tiger rattlesnakes are found in several parts of the southwestern US, but it's actually their habitat that means that people aren't running into them very often. These are denizens of steep, rocky canyons and other kinds of more remote desert habitats where human visitors are pretty infrequent, so the chances of a person running into one of these snakes is a lot lower than many of the other ones out here in the Sonoran Desert.
This also isn't a snake that's very comfortable moving into human settlements, so this is not an animal you would expect to see in your backyard or around any kind of human structure. They really need to be out in more remote habitats where they have the food sources they need to survive.
Now, as far as when you could encounter a tiger rattlesnake, their biology is pretty typical among the other rattlesnakes. During much of the year, they're diurnal, but in the hottest months of the year, like we're in right now, they're pretty much only out at night.
Especially in the spring and summer, their habits are almost entirely nocturnal, which is why it's no surprise that this guy was on the move when we found him.
We dive deep into the biology of dangerous animals because the better you understand them, the easier it is to stay safe around them. And one of the most important things to know about tiger rattlesnakes is that where you find one, you're probably gonna see it again. They have small home ranges and very high site fidelity, which means they always return to the same denning and hunting spots and don't stray too far from them, so they'll likely be around the next time you are. If you see a tiger somewhere, take note and remember it, so the next time you pass through the area, you can be even more careful. Another key part of avoiding negative encounters with dangerous animals is learning to confidently identify them. And tigers do have some lookalikes, like the less venomous speckled rattlesnake. The dark stripes running all the way down the body are a good tell that you have a tiger, but to distinguish them for certain, you should look for their very small head and their tail with no black and white stripes on it. The most important thing you need in order to stay out of harm's way, though, is to know how to behave properly around them.
Now the real question is, if you run into a tiger rattlesnake, what do you need to do to keep yourself safe? And the reality is, it's actually not that hard.
These snakes want nothing to do with humans. To them, we just look like predators. We're way larger than anything they could hope to eat.
Exactly. This is a small animal. This is a fully grown tiger rattlesnake, but they're not particularly fast-moving over land. It's only when you're in their strike range that they have the potential to catch you off guard. So if you're lucky enough to see this animal, just give it a few feet of space, and that is all you have to do to avoid a negative encounter.
Now, where things can get a bit dicey is if this snake is in ambush somewhere that you don't notice him as you hike by. For example, if you're out in the mountains exploring off-trail, one of these snakes could easily be sitting in a little rock crevice where you probably wouldn't see him until you're already on top of him. So, if you're hiking in the cooler months of the year, just be careful about where you're placing your hands if you're hiking up a steep slope. It never hurts just to check into that crack to make sure there isn't a tiger rattlesnake sitting there.
You really need to pay attention for this animal in habitats where you might not expect to see other rattlesnakes. But the truth is, if we give them the space that they need to feel safe, then you have nothing to worry about from a tiger rattlesnake. You can keep yourself safe, they can keep their record clean, and everyone can coexist properly.
So all things considered, how dangerous is the tiger rattlesnake really? Well, overall, not as dangerous as many other snakes. We want to be clear that any rattlesnake bite is dangerous and a life-threatening emergency, but potent as it may be, the tiger's small venom yield gives people a better chance to fight off the bite effects until they can get medical treatment. And at the end of the day, because of their remote habitats and relatively chill attitudes, conflict with these animals doesn't happen often. So they don't make it onto our list of the big 5 most dangerous snakes in America, but they do jump right to the top of the big 5 most venomous snakes on the continent. This video is part of our mission to document all of the world's most dangerous animals in the wild so we can find ways to coexist with them safely, because preventing human-wildlife conflict is the key to protecting these misunderstood creatures into the future. And if you want to see where this Big 5 mission officially began, check out this video, where we free-handle the spider with the world's most destructive bite to find out how dangerous they really are. And with that, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.